All right, how do we want to do the introductions?
Someone has to sing a theme song. Jed, go.
Niffler, you got the best voice out of everyone.
Hard disagree.
Yeah, maybe we just welcome to the JKS podcast. I'm Sean. You go, I'm Jed, I'm Nips.
I was gonna go, so I'm Nips.
Oh, yeah, I'm Nips and I'm addicted to ketamine. Yeah, whatever you vibe in.
This was a secret, intervention.
We were just talking about that.
It's no podcast.
I was just saying to Jed, I was like, Jed said, imagine if we do a podcast where it's an actual intervention. So yeah, I might need it soon.
Why's my family here now?
Yeah, the one we did for Pete.
Oh, yeah.
You did an intervention for Peter?
Yeah, we did it. We didn't actually. We made a giant banner that read intervention.
Was it real?
No. I mean, it was something that was pissing us off. He, whenever he used to drink a lot, he'll get you trapped in a D&M. And it would always be the same talking points. And you just couldn't get out. So, yeah, we hosted a fake intervention and got a bunch of his mates there and told him about how his D&Ms were affecting us. I think Jed read a poem out.
Yeah, it was I think I remember the first couple of lines. It was something like, "Pete, when you're drunk or high, it makes me want to die." That was the first bit of it, and then I forgot the rest. But
oh, that's amazing! You need to find that poem.
Yeah, and then Kai dressed up in a white overalls to pretend to be a doctor.
Oh my god! Imagine Kai as a doctor.
Imagine Kai at an intervention and not being the subject of it.
I love that, you do a serious intervention for someone who's, giving D&Ms, but Kai's, sitting there in the doctor's outfit, a full-blown alcoholic. Oh my god, that's funny.
And then, Beck always complains now. I think, because after that, I think Pete never talks about his emotions at all. Beck's always he's so unemotional.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We didn't tell him he can do it when he's sober. We just told him not to do it when he's drunk. This isn't on us.
You fucked this guy's life up for the sake of a meme.
It was pretty funny, though.
To be fair, the retelling of the story is pretty funny too.
To be fair, his DMs are really bad as well.
He did stop as well.
Yeah, well, it worked.
He took it that it works, yeah.
Sam has really bad DMs too. I remember his back in the day. I don't know if he's still like that or not. My god. Anyway, we've all got that friend, huh? Okay, alright, are we gonna introduction?
Yeah, what's the topic?
Alright. Should we do I don't want to say the line. I don't want to say welcome to JKS podcast.
Wait, didn't we do this?
Oh,
do we even need an intro?
I don't think we need an intro.
We just introduced ourselves earlier.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that counts. Also, I feel like we should point out to anybody who's actually listening or the void that this would be the second episode if Nips wasn't in charge of recording.
It would.
Thanks for that, Nips.
One job, mate.
You just had to press a button.
Look, there's something wrong with the settings. It was, it's hard. It's really hard, okay?
So, well, I mean, actually, there is a first episode, but it's just Nippler's audio. And it turns out he spoke for 30 seconds.
Some say it could be better. Some say it's vast improvement.
It's objectively better. Oh, that's funny. All right. UFC. So, did you watch the UFC this past weekend, Jetty?
Yeah, I saw the main card. What'd you think of Cruzy going down?
Oh, dude, brutal. I actually don't like Dominic Cruz. I'm a massive Uriah Faber fan, so I've hated him for ages. But there's just something about seeing someone lose like that, no matter who it is, sucked. And he's an old guard as well. Yeah, I don't know. Never lost a championship fight, 37 years old, one of the GOATs. Seeing him get knocked out like that's pretty bloody brutal. And someone like Cheeto Vera. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, well, Cheeto fought very intelligently because, he read that Cruz kind of slips. When he's got weird head movement, but he drastically moves his head, to one side, and then he kind of, fainted, and he read he would slip to that side, and then he just ate a head kick. So
yeah, I was really critical of Cheeto during the fight, watching it or whatever. Obviously, Cruz was, I guess, winning the rounds outside of those knockdowns. But when you rewatch those knockdowns, like that was absolutely Cheeto, like capitalizing on him, like taking a misstep with his footwork, or like he was off balance. Like it was definitely him capitalizing on big moments. So in hindsight, I hate to give him credit because I hate the guy, but yeah, he fought a pretty good fight, Cheeto.
Super good fighter. He's not very likable, honestly. But
No, he's not, is he?
yeah,
I think that's my. He loses fights until he wins as well. So like like Brian Ortega was like this before his fight with Max Holloway. Like he lost like pretty much every minute of every fight he had up until he got the submission win in like the third round. And like he would do that up until he fought people who you couldn't put away like that, like Volkanovski or Holloway, whatever. I feel like Cheeto is probably going to run into the same problem. He's going to start fighting guys that aren't chinny. Like he can't just knock out, and he can't drop like that, and then he's just going to lose decisions.
Yeah, I think you think you're bang on. Like Ortega kind of fights like Homer Simpson, just eats punches and eventually lands a punch or gets a submission. So
yeah, literally, and that works to a point, right? Like it works like when you can catch like I'm not going to say novice, but I guess novice in the perspective of the UFC, right? Like some of those mid-level guys it works on, but like those high-level guys that you can't just catch. Like you're never going to catch Volkanovski. Like you're not going to like catch him making a mistake and capitalize on it. It's fucking Volkanovski. So you've actually got to be better than him to win. Yeah, they just kind of run into a wall. Like Cheeto was losing Sean O'Malley as well. Like even that.
You got a little soft spot for Sean O'Malley though.
Yeah, you love Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, he's my favorite fighter, man. I fucking love that guy.
Is it just the name, or is there something deeper to it?
Just him. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of a douche. I don't know. His fight style's really fun. Like he's like a different kind of personality. Like, yeah, I don't know. Cool dude. Young, good prospect. I like him.
You just called him a douche and he says he's a cool dude.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
It's kind of like one of those those Giga Chads. Like douchey, but
I get what you mean. It's like a fun personality, but you wouldn't want to be his friend. You probably fucking hate him.
Yeah. Like he's a polarizing guy. Like I don't know. I enjoy the character. Sorry.
I did like how when he fought Cheeto, he dyed his hair in like Cheeto's country's flag colors.
Like that's hilarious, right?
That's pretty good.
Like that's awesome, and it's like Ecuadorian colors too, so he looked like a clown. Like it was. Oh, that's not racist, is it? Anyway, what else?
That's fine. That's fine.
Colors like on somebody's head makes it look like they wear like a clown afro. Anyway, it was awesome. I don't want to talk about UFC forever, but did you see his fight with Peter Yan got announced?
Yeah, what do you reckon?
Oh, dude, that's fucked, isn't it? I don't know. As a Sean fan, like that's tough. I feel like well, I mean, come on, he's gonna get smashed.
Yeah, he's obviously very tall. But yeah, Jan's been fighting since he could walk. Crazy.
like he's a rangy guy. Like he's smart. Like I just think of the Pedro Munoz fight, like similar build to Jan, right? Munoz,
yeah,
like shorter guy that's gonna rush forward. Jan will probably rush forward less because he's a slow starter. But I feel like that's just going to be the fight, and he's not going to get poked in the eye. So like he'll win by decision pretty easily because Sean's going to stay on the outside and try and pick him apart. But it's fucking Peter Yan. You're not going to pick him apart. So I don't feel like it's going to be an exciting fight.
Question for you, Shawnee. How much money did you lose on the weekend from betting on the fights?
It's just I don't know why I do it to myself, and because I had a good payday because they like back paid me for something as well, and it's like. The minute I've got money in my bank account, come Sunday, it's like I can't go to Monday with any money in my bank account. So whatever's in there, I just lose. So it's like $350 I lost, and it's on a fight night too. It's not even a pay-per-view I spent it on. I know.
No, it's good. You get that big win one day. The secret is to keep chasing your losses.
Yeah, thanks, Nips. I've got this thing. It's like if I lose a $20 bet, put a $40 on, like a $40 one on. Or if I lose the $40 one, put an $80 one on. I keep tumbling.
That's playing the percentages.
Yeah. If you play the pokies, you need to win 5 times in a row, like on the odds or something before you take it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like gambles. Yeah, I don't know. I've got all these internal rules that are just like,
it's like a Rain Man idiot savant type thing.
Yeah, but the opposite. I think Rain Man was like really smart, right? I'm like, yeah, the retarded Rain Man. So just really dumb.
How much are you going to lose this weekend on Usman and Edwards?
I'm gonna lose a lot on that one too because I'm picking Edwards.
What's he paying?
Like $3.50. He's a big underdog.
The thing is, as well, I don't know if this is in your defense, but you don't pick someone to win or lose. You pick them by round and the finish as well.
Yeah, like pick the specifics. The
Yeah.
thing that annoyed me with the Cruz fight is I said to myself, I was like, okay, Cruz is going to win by decision or Cheeto is going to win by knockout. And I picked the two options and was going to put like money on both. And then I saw that like the payout was just better if I just put it all on Cruz to win by decision. So I just did that instead of like covering my losses with the knockout bet. It's like I don't stick to my gut. I end up just like chasing the odds and trying to get a big win. So,
Yeah, you're a little high for the odds.
I know. But like Usman's, I feel like he's really chinny. I feel like Edwards is going to catch him. Usman. I mean, Usman hasn't really fought anyone in my opinion that's really good, and except for like Covington. But
That's a big call, sir.
dude, he got rocked by Colby Covington twice.
Colby's good, man.
No, he's a cardio machine. That's it. And then
Yeah.
he gets dropped. He gets dropped by Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert's pretty good as well, man.
Yeah, but they're not like prolific strikers. It's like
Jorge's a striker, though.
Oh, that's true. But I mean, come on. Like, he's the most overrated fighter in the UFC.
I won't argue that.
Yeah, and like just that like straight, like he just walks in hands down, just like acting like a dickhead. But yeah, Edwards is like a really good boxer.
What annoys me the most about Jorge is he's got a sloppy rig for a fighter.
Yeah, I know.
I love those fighters. They give me so much hope. I can do something with this rig.
In Jorge's defense, there's no hope for you, Nip Nip.
No.
It's like the Daniel Cormier memes when when he was like double champ, whatever, all those memes where it's like this is peak male performance. It's like you might not like it, but it is. It's like that's him.
He does, yeah. He's just got the biggest dad bod.
Yeah, he does. And he was a monster too.
He gets called out for his commentary all the time now, like how
He
bad
should.
it is.
Yeah, he should. No, he's on a really bad run at the moment for some reason. I don't know. Him and Michael Bisping, they just like talk too much shit. Like their commentary was really bad on the weekend.
Yeah, right.
And like Cormier, like I think he tried to stay quiet because Dominic Cruz is his friend.
Yeah.
But he was almost too quiet, like in the main fight. And it was just weird. I don't know. You could almost tell that he was trying to stay quiet.
If you're the commentator, you have to just like put that stuff aside, right?
100%, yeah, and like Joe Rogan, like he's worth criticizing too, but he does that really well. Like he's had fighters on his podcast, and then he'll go and commentate him, and he's like completely like non-biased.
Yeah, he's okay to like talk shit about them, and
yeah, or just like give like a fair commentary of the fight, regardless of who's fighting. But yeah, I don't know. DC's only been doing it for a handful of years, so I suppose you're probably better at it than that after a handful of years. But who knows? But I just like different voices there.
Yeah. Maybe you should go in there.
I wish. Imagine. Easiest gig of your life. That'd be so cool.
It's like, I lost $500 on this guy, and then got on this guy to win.
Yeah, talk about non-biased commentary.
Get down, I need this.
Trying to yell so the judges hear me. It's like, that jab, that's a fight-winning jab.
Easy 10-point round.
Yeah, easy.
He's like getting his face up, smashed in.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah.
He's really hammering that guy's fist with his nose.
That's right. That was the other thing. Like, Dominic Cruz broke his nose pretty bad. That was horrific. You just see his nose, like, bend in real time. It was horrible.
Oh, it's gross.
Yeah, no.
Talking slightly a different topic about still fights. Jake Paul is making a couple of headlines as well, but yeah, he was scheduled to have a fight which got cancelled, and then he's been calling out everyone, and then everyone else has been calling him out as well. So people like, I think Michael Bisping's in there as well, and Andrew Tate, I think, wants a part of him as well. He's like the most popular guy on the internet at the moment, but yeah.
So, like, I know way too much about Jake Paul. It's embarrassing. But I'm going to issue you a challenge, Nippler. Try and pronounce this name. Hang on.
Okay.
So it's Jake Paul's fight was just cancelled. And the guy's name, I was just going to talk about it, but I think it's funnier to try and get you to pronounce this guy's bloody name.
Is this the guy Jake Paul was going to fight before it got cancelled?
Yeah, was going to fight, yeah.
Hasim Rahman Jr.
Yeah, I'm glad you tried to do it, because, yeah, anyway, it'd sound racist if I tried, but so dish.
What? Yeah, I think I just said ramen.
But he was scheduled to fight him, and then anyway, there was a weight cut issue that cancelled the fight. And
Oh, you reckon though?
then, yeah, there's always like speculation and like conspiracy theories, isn't there? I don't know. Jake Paul doesn't strike me as the guy that didn't want that fight to happen. Although there's rumor that it was about ticket sales or something.
Yeah, I heard that rumor as well.
Yeah. Anyway, regardless, the fight's cancelled, and then like you guys probably don't know him, but KSI, he's like
Yeah,
one of the most popular YouTubers in the world. Is a British guy. Him and like the Paul brothers have had beef for ages. Like Logan Paul, Jake's older brother, fought KSI twice. Anyway, so him and Jake really don't like each other, and he wanted him to. I think he wanted him to step in because like KSI's fight got cancelled as well. So then he was calling out Jake to go fight him on like 2 weeks' notice because he's fighting this weekend. It was like this big thing, and that like erupted. So I think that's going to be the next fight. It'll be
Jake will
Paul.
murder him.
Yeah, 100%. Jake will murder any of the YouTube boxers. Like he's beyond. I hate him so much, and I struggle to like recognize him as an actual boxer. He isn't, but he's definitely way better than any YouTube boxer. Leap and bounds.
I love how YouTuber boxer has become a thing. That's awesome.
I know. Like he knocked out Tyrone fucking Woodley, and I get it. It's Tyrone Woodley 5 years after Prime, whatever. But come on, that's insane. That's like, yeah, that's nuts.
He's got a cool mentality, Jake Paul. It's like he was talking about his training and his like lifestyle up to the Woodley fight, and he was like, "There's no better feeling than just training all the time, like getting paid to train, and like just eat well and like sleep well." And like, he's like, "This is the best lifestyle ever."
I love that you like that because you can relate, but Nipper and I are just sitting here like,
sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it's like, wait, so you don't drink or play video games? Like, how do you do it? Yeah, I know.
This is what the real point of this podcast is, to turn Sean into a YouTube boxer. That's the whole point we go for.
Oh, I love that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll call out Jake Paul now in episode 1/2, whatever this is, episode 1 or 2.
It's what we don't talk about the first episode. It's gone. This is like episode 1 now.
Yeah, okay. We'll go 1.1. That's what we'll call it.
Anyway. I reckon. Well, you would maybe have the reach on him. You're 6'5".
I reckon you stand a chance.
Implying that I could beat Jake Paul in a fight is implying I could beat Tyrone fucking Woodley.
You'd have to beat him in the first round because your smoker lungs would not last.
The only way I'm finishing this guy is if I jerk him off. So I'd have to catch him.
In boxing gloves?
I'm pretty sure that's not allowed in boxing, but we'll see.
Jenny, cut that, yeah? Cut that, thanks. What I wanted to happen was him versus Andrew Tate. Have you guys looked at Andrew Tate at all? I mean, he's been thrown down everybody's throat, so I hope you have.
I know a little bit about him.
Yeah.
Just like he has an army of like angry guys.
Just like incels.
Incels following him, and he's yeah. I don't know if he's playing a character or not, but he's super like popular for being like misogynistic and stuff.
Yeah, he just like he has an idea about something, so like women driving, for example, right? But then we'll just like exaggerate it like crazy for effect for clickbait. So like he'll say something that's like kind of relatable to like a bigger than small portion of like the male population, and I don't agree with this, but for like women driving, for example, how women are bad at driving or whatever, that's one of his big ones. So like there's a lot of guys that would agree with that and relate to it. So he'll say that, but then he'll just go to the extreme. Like women should not drive. My girlfriend never drives. Like she's not allowed behind the wheel because she sucks. Like he starts it off with a really small idea and then just blows it up for like clickbait. So then he ropes in all the people that agree with him, and then he ropes in all the people that are like outraged by him, and he's just like
genius marketing, because you generate that outrage, and then people want to get into contact with you and debate you and call you shit, and then it just drives it up more.
Yeah, and the other thing is he has no accounts on social media, none. Like all of his promotion is like other people promoting him, which like comes across like he's not trying to get famous or like get popular. Like that's a really smart thing that he does too. But his like company is a big pyramid scheme, so it's it's a Discord group. I can't even remember the name of it now, but you pay like $50 a month and get to join this thing, and he teaches you how to get rich or whatever the fuck. And it's a pyramid
Sounds
scheme.
a bit like a cult. Like,
yeah, basically. But like one of the first things is you need to recommend and get somebody else to sign up to it, which is literally what a pyramid scheme is. And then you get like a portion of money for all the sign-ups that your sign-ups get, and it's just anyway.
right, so there's going to be like the shittest, like tiny amount of content in there, and then it's all just the pyramid scheme of getting other people involved.
Yeah, there's a guy on YouTube and he did an awesome review on it. I think he joined it to do a review. But like he's not on there at all. Andrew Tate is not on there at all. He's just got all these like random experts, quote unquote, that like do these like seminars once a week or twice a week or whatever. It's like an hour and it's just like pre-recorded and you sit there and they tell you like what to do with XYZ and it's so cringy. But he's a flash in the pan is like the big thing. Like he's already going down on Google Trends. Like he was relevant for like a minute and he's already becoming irrelevant. So
I would disagree with that, man. He's like everywhere.
Yeah. I think maybe because I started watching him like a month ago, he's like died down in my mind, and I'm just hoping that that's the same for the rest of the world.
You're over him now.
yeah. But he's another really polarizing guy. Like I love watching his stuff. I don't agree with anything that he says.
Oh shit!
But you did sign up to his how to get rich. So yeah.
For research purposes only.
And I keep telling you I'm not interested.
You're one of my first sign-ups. He's got this take on women. So like if you have a girlfriend who wants to start an OnlyFans, if she does, she should be paying you a part of it or like give you a cut for her OnlyFans because she's your girlfriend. She gives you exclusive rights to her body. If she's sharing those with the world, then she should be giving you a cut of the finances she gets. What do you think of that?
That can't be like a serious take he has. That has to just be like shit talking.
No, like I mean, I kind of almost like. I mean, there's some truth in that. Like, this is the point. Like, that's kind of relatable in my mind. It's like, well, I mean, you do have like, you are kind of exclusive. You shouldn't.
But you either agree with her doing OnlyFans or you don't agree with it. You can't. Like, you can come to some. I guess you can come to an agreement when you get a cut, but it's still her body.
Her business, her body, I reckon. Like,
true, and then that's what everyone who argues with him says. And then he just says, well, if she came and asked me if she could start one, I would say you can start one, but you have to give me the cut. Or, like, give me a cut. And it's
it's the same situation. Like, say, for instance, you and your partner are together, Shawnee, and for whatever reason, some imaginary world, you started lifting weights and you got really fit, and somehow you had like a really good rig on you, and somehow you're winning bodybuilding comps and getting money for it. Like, crazy situation, won't happen, but imagine if it did.
I can't imagine. I wish I had the imagination to think of that.
Yeah, you start getting money for your body because you're winning the bodybuilding comps. Would your partner be entitled to that money?
Like, it's like about the discussion, right? Like, I would have the conversation with my partner, and if like we agreed, like if for her to be comfortable, I had to give her a cut, and I agreed to that, then that's what would happen, right? I feel like that's the reasonable answer that everyone would give. Like, you would have that discussion and then base whatever happens on the discussion, which is how he starts off with the take, but then he flips it and he's like, he kind of like implies that he owns her for the outrage.
See, what I reckon would actually happen is your partner would feel like, go ahead, mate, make all the money you want, take it, it's yours. This is not going to happen.
Yeah, look, it is like really hard to imagine world. I know you made a joke, Nips, but I kind of struggle to imagine that as well. Yeah, I don't know. If I could bring in $1 million, if Lane could bring in $1 million a month, yeah, I don't know. Probably let her. If you had a partner
$1 million a month, of course you'd let her. That's so much money,
right? Yeah, just do it for like 12 months and we're set forever, right? And I would just pray that she shares it with me and doesn't leave me. But imagine that. She doesn't give you a cent.
She'll leave you, Sean. She'll take the dog.
Oh, God. Anyway, so him and Jake Paul were talking about fighting. And if they do, it has to happen soon because I think Andrew Tate does not have long. If he hasn't started dropping off, it'll happen soon. Like, he doesn't have long.
That would get so many views. Like, that would be pretty big. Actually, do they have beef at all?
Yeah, they call each other out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah. The problem for Jake is that, like, Andrew Tate, I hate the guy. Oh, this is the other thing. Like, all of his insults, like, keep quoting, like, 4-time world champion in kickboxing. And it's like, my God, any regional kickboxing scene calls their title a world title. Like, you don't actually have to be you're not a literal world champion. It's like Bellator. Like, if you won the title at Bellator, you're the, like, Bellator world middleweight champion. It's like, yeah, it means nothing. But the guy is a 4-time kickboxing world champion. Like, he has, like 28 kickboxing fights or something.
Yeah, he's a legit good fighter. Like, I've watched his fights. That dude's good.
He's not. I wouldn't say good.
But if it's a boxing fight, then that's completely different, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I feel like you'd rather be a kickboxer fighting a boxer than you would be like an MMA fighter fighting a boxer. Like, he's probably closer to a better boxer than like Tyron Woodley was, for example. But the guy's been knocked out heaps too, which is really fun to watch. Like,
He's only lost 4 times, I think.
But like 4 by knockout, right? He's been knocked out a lot. Or no, maybe not a lot, but he's definitely been knocked out a couple of times.
Keep forgetting this is your call outs to Jake Paul and Andrew Tate to fight them. So this is my bad. You keep talking trash. It's all good.
I'm definitely not. Oh God. Anyway, but I want to see that like crazy. That'd be awesome. I wouldn't care who won. I just want to see a knockout. If it's Jake Paul getting knocked out, sweet. If it's Andrew Tate, sweeter. I wouldn't care. That'd be awesome.
It would be all the like the build up to it with them talking shit. Man,
Yeah.
it would be
Be
I hope that
awesome.
happens.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, so that's me carrying on for 20 minutes about Andrew fucking Tate and Jake Paul.
Some YouTube drama.
For the record, like if a woman starts an OnlyFans, it's her body, her money, right? I'm just saying. If like I had a discussion with my partner and she agreed, you know, if I said the only way you could do it is if you gave me this money and she said yes, then I don't see a problem with that. But yeah, whatever. You're not entitled to it. You're entitled to the conversation if she agrees, awesome. But you're not entitled to the money. There we go. Just wanted to clear the air.
Someone's scared of getting cancelled.
Yeah, from our 0 listeners. Anyway.
Thank you for those wise words of wisdom, Shawnee.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Talking about getting cancelled, the new Batgirl movie got cancelled.
Yeah, it was done filming and it was in like post production, and they apparently cancelled it for tax reasons. Like, there's some weird tax loophole where they could cancel it and get it written off, and since it was for streaming, they figured out it'd actually be better for them to cancel it than just release it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So what I heard was it got shown to it got screened and it got really, really, really bad reviews, like horrible. So they were just like, we can't use this.
That makes sense.
Right.
But yeah, I hadn't heard the streaming thing before.
No, because it was like HBO Max merged with another like streaming service, and that other streaming service took over during the merger, and they've been cancelling like a bunch of different shows. So I heard it was just for tax reasons, because they're not going to actually make money off it because they're releasing it to the streaming platform.
I wonder how much money they get for, like, because is it a TV show or a movie? I know nothing about this.
It's a movie, I'm pretty sure.
Movie. I wonder how much, like, I wonder if the money from releasing on a streaming service is like comparable to like ticket sales to cinemas and stuff. Probably not, huh? Like box office sales.
No, because it would have to draw people in to like actually subscribe, right? Or they're not really, or to keep them, invested in subscribing.
Yeah, like, I'm guessing the service like pays them, like whatever the streaming service is would pay them like an upfront amount of money, and then like a trail amount of money, I guess, for the movie staying on. Maybe, I don't know how it works. I wonder what that like upfront cost is, because like box office sales can be like $1 billion, right? Well, really.
Yeah, if it's a big movie, it can be a lot. I think this was like an in-house thing. Like the Batgirl movie was like in-house, so they created it themselves.
So like a Netflix movie, like a Netflix special.
Yeah, so it'd be like a Netflix made something, which is different than like you buy the TV show rights off someone else.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're just like so DC are just way too late to the party, and that's not the. Yeah, I don't know if that was the next movie to make either.
So much stuff going wrong with DC. I can't remember his name, but the guy who's playing the Flash, Something
Ezra
weird
Miller.
happened with him. Yeah, what was it? He like kidnapped someone or
Allegedly.
allegedly? Sorry, allegedly. Don't come after us.
How
What
dare
was
you.
it? Kidnapping or threatening someone?
I think there's a couple of things like this family that was staying with him, like this, they've gone missing allegedly.
Allegedly.
They can't find them. They can't find them. There's a missing report about them, and they were meant to be staying with Ezra Miller. Yeah, allegedly, like they can't find them. And
So one episode, and we're gonna have Jake Paul, Andrew Tate, and the Flash coming after us. Awesome.
Let's get tag team, fucking boxing bout.
I'll start trying to finish them the only way I know how. Okay.
Put those hands to use.
No, so like, I just feel like superhero movies are super overdone. That like even the Marvel movies are kind of tanking now as well. Not movies. Oh yeah, movies, but the TV shows, the ratings are going way down too.
I think you're right. I think people are starting to get over it now, and yeah, way too many.
Yeah, like super oversaturated. What do you reckon, Jetty?
yeah, I was just thinking like back to Ezra Miller. There was I was watching a video about his troubled like past, and he like chokeslammed some fans, some like one of like female fan just like chokeslammed her to the ground, and then like there was
What?
this guy was analyzing his acting, and then in one of his movies he plays a psychopath, and he's like, "There's no acting in that." It's just like,
Just getting into character.
yeah, he's like playing it way too well.
Like method acting. What's his name? I gotta Google him.
He hasn't been cancelled yet. Somehow he hasn't. He's done all this shit. He's kidnapped a family allegedly, and he still hasn't been cancelled.
Oh yeah, he does look like a psychopath.
He's got some good cheekbones on him.
He does. He looks like Joji, doesn't he?
Who's Joji?
You don't know who Joji is? He's
No.
Oh, he did that song that was like the male sad song that was like the top of the charts for ages. Oh, what's it called? Oh,
This is
he
like a
does look
big
like Joji.
artist, or is it?
Yeah. No, massive artist. He just did Oh, what's the song? Oh, Glimpse of Us. Yeah. You haven't heard Glimpse of Us?
No.
That song was like killing it. It's a really cringy song, and it's about him. So he's singing to his current girlfriend about how every time he looks at her, he's just thinking about what it would be like to be with his old girlfriend. It's so fucked up.
Super
The thing's super
romantic.
fucked. Yeah, but it's like it's just, but the song was like killing it. It was like a really cringy, like sad song that was the top of the charts for like 6 weeks or so.
They do kind of look similar.
Yeah, right.
Same cheekbones.
Yeah, it was like kind of like a fat and lazy-looking Ezra Miller. Anyway, sorry, that's segue. My bad.
That's alright. I
So
think,
did the Flash movie get cancelled?
so I think there's a couple of different ways he can go about it at the moment. There's like, actually no, I think he's pleaded mental health issues and he's issued an apology, and they
Yeah.
go from there.
Did they find the family?
It's allegedly been. I don't know. It's all allegedly. Like I'm sure they're fine.
Oh my god. But the top article is from The Guardian. It's like, he breaks his silence to apologise to everyone that he is alarmed. It's like, you kidnapped somebody and you're sorry for alarming people. Oh my god.
He's sorry,
Okay.
okay?
Well, he should have said allegedly alarmed. I'm sorry for anyone I allegedly alarmed.
Yeah.
So
Have you
he
heard
was-
about? Oh, you go, Shorty.
Sorry, he was actually charged with a felony burglary last week. And he was
Not
actually charged.
related to the family.
No, it's a
That's
different
missing?
one.
Oh, the more I'm reading now, it's not sounding good.
Yeah, he's been arrested twice earlier this year. First was for disorderly conduct and harassment at a karaoke bar. Who's getting like beef at a karaoke bar? And the second was second-degree assault less than a month later.
And then keep reading. The parents of an 18-year-old filed an order of protection against Miller, alleging the actor groomed their child from the age of 12.
Oh, dude.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh, let's move on for that one. That shit grosses me out. Anyway,
Next
I
topic.
prefer JG. Yeah.
Amber Heard, like Aquaman 2 is coming out pretty soon, and they're trying to figure out what to do with Amber Heard's scenes in there.
Oh, God.
from the sounds of it, she's obviously hasn't been the most popular person of late, but she's in a lot of scenes at the moment from the sounds of it, but they're trying to find out what to do with her because she's in so many scenes, but they don't really want her in the movie.
I reckon they'll just leave her in. I mean, people go to Aquaman for big boy Jason, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
They're not gonna not go see it because Amber Heard's in it.
That's why you go, isn't it?
A couple people might, but like, I really don't care. I don't think that many people really give a shit.
I think like the noisy minority would just review bomb the fuck out of that movie and like just destroy its ratings. Like, and then anybody who Googles it to go see if they should go see the movie will be like, oh, it's got 1 star. No, I won't bother. Like, I think there's only one outcome, and that's them removing her. Like
Replacing the character with. They could try and like CGI replace it.
Oh yeah, or cut the scenes because it was already filmed, right, when the court case started.
They actually did that in a movie. I can't remember what it's called, but one of the actors got arrested for like sexual assault or something. Allegedly, not allegedly. Sorry, actually. So they removed him. They removed him from the movie, and they just like using special effects. They just removed him from every shot and green screened in someone else playing the exact same character.
So brutal. Well, yeah, okay, they could do that, or they could do like a Paul Walker with Fast and the Furious.
What they do with him?
Oh, I think it was Fast and the Furious 7 or 6 or 17 or whatever the fuck they were up to. But after he died, they like CGI'd him in because he died like halfway through the production of the movie.
Yeah, right.
I think they got his brother to film a lot of the stuff and then just CGI'd the face a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like this is Warner Brothers, and Aquaman was actually a really good movie. That was probably one of the most popular of the DC releases.
Yeah.
But this is a really important movie to them. So, yeah, I think they just ditch her. I kind of feel bad for her. Is that weird?
I mean, I think she's getting like too much of the blame. I think they're both just shit people. Did really shit things.
Like, just a really toxic relationship that got aired really publicly, and even if she was worse than him, like, I mean, they were both still really bad, and she's just copped like 90% of the shit for it.
I find a lot of those Johnny Depp fanboys very cringy.
Yeah, the whole thing, yeah. Although I enjoyed I really enjoyed watching all of the court trial stuff. I was like, yeah, it was like reality TV for me. I probably enjoyed it a little bit too much, but...
he does have charisma. Old Johnny.
Yeah, he's actually like, he was tough to listen to throughout the whole court process. Like, he's really like, yeah, really slow and kind of boring and just like really laborious. It's like, yeah, anyway. But yeah, I feel bad for her. Like, her whole career is ruined, basically. She never
Makes you feel better, Shawnee. I'll still go watch Aquaman too. She's pretty hot, so.
Yeah, isn't that what we're all here for?
Yeah.
Well, I know you're here for Jason Momoa.
Don't act like you're not there for Jason Momoa.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of there for Jason Momoa as well. Lane and I will go together because she definitely goes for Jason Momoa. And yeah, I'd just lie and say that I'm there for Amber Heard, but I'm really there for him as well. Good looking bloke. Yeah, anyway, she'll never get cast in another movie ever again. I reckon her career's just like over. So curious to see what happens. All right, Jed, master of segues, hit us.
I can't make this one as smooth.
Make it smooth. No. Put the time in.
The ocean's connected to land. Pokemon.
Oh no!
What? You shouted Pokemon halfway through that.
There's a new Pokemon game coming out.
You were saying that there's oceans in the Pokemon game, and Aquaman is in the ocean, so...
I sure saw there's Pokemon in the ocean as well.
All he said was the ocean's connected to land, ... Pokemon.
Read between the lines, Flo, okay?
Yeah, definitely idiot.
This podcast going downhill.
Oh, this is peak. Yeah, Pokemon's a guilty pleasure for me. I'm stoked. I can't wait. It's just like a really cringy guilty pleasure that I tend to keep a secret. I can't wait. I watched the trailer right before the podcast, actually. Looks awesome. Yeah. It's Scarlet and Violet, yeah?
Yeah.
No,
what are you going to go with?
Oh, I don't know. I just go with whichever one has the cooler cover. That's usually my... Yeah.
Is this another, like, open world one, like the last one was?
Yeah, I think so. And then, yeah, it's like a there's two themes. So Violet's a bit more futuristic, and then Scarlet's a bit more in the past. And then there's like those two themes kind of run throughout the game. So like some Pokemon have like present themes and past themes, or like kind of
So
forms.
they're actually different. It's not just like there's two different Pokemon or whatever it usually is.
That's kind of cool.
I think maybe the legendaries are the same Pokemon, but one's in the future and one's in the past.
I like that. That's cool.
My brain hurts from saying that, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, fuck yeah, it's a Pokemon game. They always do weird stuff like that, but that's cool. The only thing I don't like is that they keep making new Pokemon.
They're definitely
like,
running out of ideas.
Yeah, like, and some of the designs now are just like really weird. It's like, yeah, they just kind of gave up and drew a circle.
Allegedly, one of the new Pokemon's A.
This is the theme. We should title this allegedly.
Yeah, we got the title for this episode.
Yeah, allegedly episode 1.
Yeah, allegedly there's a dung beetle Pokemon.
Awesome. It's gonna be a main nibbler. Can't wait to play with that one out.
I'm into it.
Oh, and there's a Pokemon as well called Lechonk, and it's a little pig.
Oh,
Lechonk.
Lechonk, yeah.
Wait, why did you think of that one when I said nibbler?
Yeah, wait a second.
I didn't think of it. I don't know, I just said what was coming to me. Like, why did you think that?
Sure.
You're drawing connections where there are not. Is there a blood smoko?
Like a chain smoking gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that's walking around with a poker machine.
It's just self-destruct. That's the only move it knows.
Oh my god, that was underrated. Well done. It's releasing soon, right? November 22nd, I think.
Yeah, I've cleared out the calendar for the next day or the day after, so it'll be good.
Nice. Yeah, nice. I would like to see them do more with Pokemon though. Like even Legends, like the Arceus one. Like that was good. It was a step in the right direction, but still wasn't enough. Like I want to see like a Pokemon RPG. Like I want to see them. I mean, it kind of is an RPG, right? But I don't know, like some first-person game.
Yeah, you want to see them
like,
go a bit further with it. Change the mechanics up.
oh, like kinda, like just like really test the boundaries with it. Like make a game for PC, like push graphics. I mean, Nintendo's obviously never going to do that, right? But
No.
Pokemon
yeah,
MMO could actually be really cool if they could make that
Right?
work.
Imagine how cool that'd be. I don't know. Have like 12 Pokemon, that's it. And you just fight the other ones, you can't capture anything, and then, I don't know, level up those.
The thing with MMOs is like, they're so expensive to make, and then they're not that fun.
They have the money.
They do.
True.
But yeah, there was a thing about some statistic, and then because they had so much success with Pokemon Go, they like kind of switched to using a lot of they switched to mobile production games because they got like heaps of money from it, and then
Yeah.
that mainline Pokemon games actually don't make that much money. It's more the mobile games.
Yeah, so a crazy statistic, and I'm not just making this up, I swear. The 80% of video game money revenue comes from the mobile gaming industry. 80%. So 80% of all money made in video games is from the mobile gaming industry.
Really?
That's crazy. I guess that's where all the microtransactions are. Well, most of them, right?
Yeah.
Super addictive games.
Yeah, like I dove right into that hole with all the Diablo Immortal stuff. And
Yeah.
Asmongold is a Twitch streamer who did interviews with like whales that were playing Diablo Immortal and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on Diablo Immortal, and the game had been up for like 3 weeks. It's insane. There's millionaires out there that are just like throwing money at it, and if you give them a money pit, they'll just throw it in there. It's like I'm that person, right? Like I've spent money on mobile games before.
You're part of the problem. You're ruining gaming for everyone else.
Yeah,
like Diablo Immortal is actually meant to be a really good game. You just fucking gotta spend a lot of money.
Yeah, and like you don't have to really. If you want to be competitive, you have to. But I mean, like most people are like us three, right? Like we'd play it for like, I don't know, an hour a week, or like even if that, like you just pick it up when you're bored and just play it, and for that it's really fun. But like if you're making that like your main game, then yeah, you got to spend money to be competitive. But yeah, it's nuts. 80%, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So yeah, like gaming world's changed forever, and it makes sense why they want to steer into like mobile gaming instead of like, I don't know. But you can only push the boundaries with the Switch so far. Like they can't, I don't know, do anything too earth breaking. So
Yeah, with the
Obviously.
graphics, I guess. My
Yeah.
mum spent $300 on Candy Crush, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a minority, right? Like people would get way more addicted than like your mum would, or maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
sure there's people who spent way more money than that on it.
Yeah, yeah. Like you should look it up. The Asmongold interviews. He interviewed one guy, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, 3 weeks into the game, and he's like a serial mobile gamer. Gave examples of all the different mobile games that he, spent that amount of money on. So imagine having like a phone and playing a game on it that you know you've spent like $500,000 on.
Imagine being a millionaire and you spend all your time playing mobile games. Like,
Yeah,
dude, you could do so much better things with that
Like
money.
what?
play computer games.
Or like play the pokies. I don't know.
play Where's the Gold.
Yeah, play some blackjack.
Give Finder a go.
I can't remember where this guy got his money from. He got in at Bitcoin when it was at like $120 or something, I think it was. And he bought like $100,000 worth of Bitcoin at $120. Yeah,
Right.
and he sold heaps of it at like 5K or something. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, he's like retired now basically for the rest of his life. He's like late 30s and now just throws money at Diablo Immortal. So
Got him.
the dream.
He is living the dream, actually.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Anyway, so we're all taking the week off work, right? From the 22nd until the 29th to be little kids again and play Pokemon.
Smash that in a day. I don't need a week, mate.
Yeah, true.
Amateur.
Yeah.
Child.
Speaking of children, I don't know
Oh,
what the next
God.
topic is. I just thought that could be like a cool segue.
If it
I
is
was
about
trying to help you
children,
out.
you've really helped him out. If it's about anything else, you've really pinned him into a corner.
Bill Burr is bold, which is like a child.
It's okay.
It's better than the Pokemon in the ocean.
You
is
said you
bad.
liked the Pokemon of the Ocean one.
I was trying to be supportive. You were dumping on him. I didn't want it to feel like an attack.
It's a real friend.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably a piece of shit.
No, Bill Burr special. I don't know when it dropped. I haven't been on Netflix in like a week or so, but checked today when it was on, so I actually watched it today. Have you guys seen it yet?
No.
Yeah,
How was it?
I saw it.
Yeah,
It was pretty good. I thought it's not as good as his. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite special he's done, but it was pretty okay. Some of the bits he did were good.
Is it Tiger Paw or Crouching Tiger or something Tiger? His last special was like S tier.
Paper Tiger.
Paper Tiger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was hard
good.
to like back it up. But it was awesome. I'd highly recommend watching it. The first 20 minutes is kind of cringy. It's just that usual, like those edgy jokes about feminism and whatever, the current state of like COVID and whatever. So that's the first 20 minutes. But from then onwards, like it's actually really good. There's does this bit about his like when he took mushrooms or shrooms. Hilarious. Super funny. He's talking about how he had like an existential crisis and like felt this like feeling of loneliness and dread, and he's thinking about his wife and his kids, and he's still feeling the feeling, and he had this like big existential moment where he's like changed his life ever since it. But it's super funny. Highly recommend.
I do feel like every special he's done though, he's always talking about how he needs to stop being angry. and how he's working on it and he's finally figured himself out. And then the next special is about the same thing.
It's kind of his shtick. Like, it's his thing, I guess. Like, it's funny still. I don't know. Like, I feel like all the people around Joe Rogan's circle, and Bill Burr's probably, I don't know, a little bit, an exception to an extent, but most of Joe Rogan's circle, all the comedians are kind of falling off.
Like, in what way?
Yeah, it's just not that good anymore. Like Whitney Cummings and like Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, like all of the people that are around him that he kind of brought up. He didn't bring Bill Burr up. Like Bill Burr was always, he was probably more famous than Joe Rogan before Joe Rogan blew up. But he definitely did promote him and kind of gave him a platform. So I kind of lump him in with that. But like that whole kind of crowd is kind of fallen off.
Why do you reckon that is?
Would it be because Joe Rogan moved to like Spotify, so his show is watched a lot less than it used to be?
Apparently it's like still the number one podcast though, right? Like I don't watch it at all anymore because I just only watch YouTube. So it's like that for me, but I don't know if it's like that for the rest of the world.
think it's still pretty popular, yeah. But I guess once you listen to enough Joe Rogan, you kind of know what he's going to say.
Yeah, and you kind of get bored of it. I think he is like falling off. Like he could only stay like that level of fame for however long before he starts getting torn down, right? So I feel like anyone kind of associated with him gets brought down with him a little bit. I feel like that might be happening to the crowd around him. Like it's almost like it's not cool to like them anymore. Whereas when Joe Rogan was on the way up, it's like if you like anybody associated with him, it's really cool to like him because Joe Rogan's so popular, right? But now it's like the opposite because Joe Rogan's kind of on like a downward slope. It's like, yeah, less cool to like them, I guess. I don't know.
So you reckon because Joe Rogan's not doing stand-up as much because he's doing his podcast, you reckon his stand-up comedian friends are less funny because he's not there?
I'm not even sure if it's that they're less funny. I just feel like them being associated to Joe Rogan, who's on a downswing, kind of like makes it like, I don't know, makes you enjoy it less. It's like when like he's coming up, right, and you're watching these comedians. It's like, oh, he's friends with Joe Rogan. Like this whole crowd is really funny. It's awesome. Joe Rogan's super cool. But now he's like becoming less cool and less popular. It's like, I don't know, like the awe about that group is kind of gone.
I guess it was so fresh back then. And now it's it's starting to all feel pretty stale.
Yeah, but that being said, I guess there's others like Andrew Schultz and Chris DeStefano, I think his name is. Like they're like coming up, so I don't know. And they're a part of Joe Rogan's gang. So maybe it's just like a few people. I don't know. Anyway.
See, Andrew Schultz like pulled his I think his special got cancelled or something, so he or something like that, and then he bought that back off them so he could release it himself.
Oh really?
Because so allegedly again he's he had some jokes in there which were a bit inappropriate for the streaming services audience, so they asked him to remove it and he was like, nah, screw you guys. So he bought it back off the streaming service and released it himself for, it might still be out, but he only had it up for like a certain amount of time.
Super smart. He's so popular right now. He's
dude.
He's Flagrant podcast. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
No.
Flagrant? No? Oh, it's killing it. It's probably one of the best comedy podcasts out at the moment. It's really, really good. He just had Joe Rogan on. Just had like KSI, Logan Paul. I can't remember all the other big ones. He's had heaps of massive guests on. It's like a proper production. They're hilarious as well. It's a really good podcast. So getting like 1.5 million views per episode. Like it's definitely the right move for him. He's got the platform just to go stream it himself. Good for him.
I have to give it a watch. What did you think about your boy Bobby Lee breaking up with Kalila?
Yeah, a bit sad. I've been a Bobby Lee fan for like ever since I started listening to Joe Rogan. Basically, that same thing. Like he's a part of that crowd as well, right? But not really.
Is it because he's Asian and you like Asians? Because I'm Asian.
I guess. Like when I'm not around you, like I need my Asian fix on all my Bobby Lee.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
That's a bit sad. Yeah, it kind of is what it is. I'm like right into the YouTube scene, so like there was a big drama about like Brendan Schaub, Kalila, and Bobby Lee.
Did see that
drama.
actually.
Yeah, but then like Bobby Lee and Kalila were on H3H3, which is a podcast that I'm like obsessed with. The dog just woke up. She's about to pee on my floor. Yeah, and then like that kind of started it. Like on that podcast, Bobby Lee and Kalila talked about how they had like an open relationship, which they'd never spoken about before, and then that kind of like precipitated the breakdown of the relationship, and then they like went into the Brendan Schaub drama and all that kind of stuff.
What's the drama?
I can't even remember now.
I think he was saying, wasn't Brendan Schaub saying that there was a person on Reddit with who he thought was connected to Tiger Belly, who was like insulting him or something.
It was like talking about like they were threatening his kids, or they were posting like child p-word on the subreddit.
And he was like convinced it was actually like Bobby Lee who was doing it, or someone in the team.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was someone in the team. It was really weird. But then him and Brian Callen called Bobby Lee. It just like berated him and abused him. And then that started the drama. And then Brendan Schaub got on like a podcast with them directly, but also talked about them on other podcasts, and yeah, it was weird.
So Brendan Schaub went on to Bobby Lee's podcast.
Yeah, eventually, yeah, to like reconcile. He went on the podcast with Bobby Lee and Kalila to like reconcile. It didn't turn out that way. It was just them kind of, yeah, being passive aggressive towards each other, and yeah, it was really weird. And Brandon Shaw took a massive L. Like he's,
really?
yeah, he's like the most hated man on the internet these days. It's crazy. Yeah, it was really weird.
Why is he so hated?
Have you seen his stand up?
Oh, yeah, it's not like.
Is he not good?
Oh, dude, it's so bad.
I can't imagine him being good, but like,
Yeah, he's just like he's a yes man that was brought up with Joe Rogan and like very obviously famous because of Joe Rogan.
isn't there a video of Joe Rogan calling him out, like, and saying, like, you're never
good
going to be a
fighter.
good, yeah, you're not a good fighter.
Ruthless video too. Yeah, talked him out of the UFC basically, like talked him into retiring, which he should have too, because he got knocked out by Travis Brown, and then jumped on a podcast afterwards, and then he asked him, he's like, how do you think you'd go to fight versus Cain Velasquez? And Brendan Schaub's like, I think you'd be surprised. And Joe Rogan's like, I think he'd fuck you up. Yeah, I think he'd fuck you up. I was like, oh my god. And then yeah, I talked him into retiring, and like he's been like mega successful since, but it's all on the pigtails of Joe Rogan basically.
As you guys haven't had that chat with me.
No, because I would definitely encourage you to not. I mean, I talk to you openly about it. I don't want to see you fired, but I like going to the jiu-jitsu stuff and you training and things. But the minute you said that you had a fight scheduled, I'd shit myself. I hope you never do that again.
You'd be like, how do you think you would go? Like, oh yeah, I'll go right. It's like, I think you'll suck. I'm just gonna watch you lose and enjoy it.
Yeah,
look, everywhere.
I'm definitely not Joe Rogan, so I would not have the confidence to have that conversation with you. But I would support you through the downfall. I would yeah, go to all your fights, watch you lose if you were losing.
Visit you in hospital when you're a vegetable. Feed you soup.
And then maybe Peter can have his turn and have an intervention with you. Who knows?
Alright, that's been an hour, boys. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Gotta stop the dog from peeing on me floor.
How many times she peed on the floor?
She hasn't yet. So
does she still look at you when she pees?
Yeah, it's like dominance.
I love that. She knows she's the dominant one.
Yeah, she took a dump at the door earlier. And then
Nice.
she's doing this thing where she poos inside. She knows she has to eat it because she gets in trouble. She
What?
pooed inside. So
She eats
poo
a
and then
poo?
eat it. Yeah.
No.
You gotta hide the evidence.
Yeah,
That's
but
smart.
she was like, she dragged it through the lounge room.
Oh.
Dragged it, and I walked out the lounge room. I was like, "What is that smell?" And I looked down, and it's just like smudges on the floorboards. Anyway,
man.
feel free to cut that one, Jenny. But
No, leave that in.
yeah. All right, boys. Absolute pleasure.